Yeah, hey, hello there. Wrench Gear here again, Wrench Gears Adventures. And what an absolutely beautiful day we have here, Southern Ontario. And, it's springtime. Spring is sprung, grass is riz, that whole type of thing there. And let's see, end of March, going to be April in a couple of days. And, April showers and May flowers and that whole type of thing, right? So, time to take the extra winter weight out of the back of the truck. It's this season again here, and I got to make some room in the back of the truck. So I put a bunch of weight in the back of this truck for the winter time. This thing is a two-wheel drive with a 5-liter in it, and when you're coming off of a red light or whatever in the middle of the winter time, this thing will just sit there and spin its tires. So I got to always put a extra bit of weight in the back of this thing. So let me show you what we got in here. Let me open this up. I've got a cabinet in there. Well, let me open it up all the way so you can see what's going on. The old cabinet's getting a little bit rusty there on top, but I got a cabinet in there. And it's full of a bunch of patio stones and stuff like that to give this thing a bunch of extra weight. So we're going to take this thing out today and get some of my gas mileage back. It uses up a little bit extra gas in the wintertime there, dragging this thing all around. But, I figure if it even takes, maybe it takes an extra tank full of gas throughout the wintertime, if it keeps me out of the ditch, it's well worth it. If I wind up in the ditch and got to call a tow truck and, the fender's wrecked or a door is wrecked or there's a bunch of stuff ripped out from underneath, that's going to be a whole lot more expensive than would the cost of an extra tank of gas or something throughout the wintertime. So I don't mind dragging around this extra weight. And the truck feels a lot more stable on the road when I'm driving. So anyway, I'm going to take this tonneau cover off so we can get this cabinet out of here and let you know what's going on. All right, so I got the cover all the way off of this thing here. Let me show you a few things that I've got going on here. So everything in total here is about 550 pounds what gets added into the back of this truck. And it does great for pushing you down onto the road. So I've got this cabinet and it's attached to a skid, regular pallet type of skid there. And to keep the thing from sliding around too much, there's that orange strap, ratchet strap, and it goes through those slots and it goes underneath that wood and it comes out here and it's going onto the hooks in the box on each side. And I have that on the front here as well. Right there. Ratchet strap going underneath and through the skid down in here, through slots in the skid there, so that's going to keep it from sliding around too much. But I also thought if you come to a quick stop, we need something to keep this from sliding forward and bashing into the front of the box. So I have this spacer here made of these 2x8s. So this spacer weighs, every little bit helps, right? So this spacer weighs about 15 pounds. The empty skid by itself on the empty cabinet on the skid together weighs about 85 pounds. So you put those two things together and you're at like 100 pounds already there. Here I have an old box here, suitcase of tools. If you see one of my other videos there, that's full of tow straps and, some emergency equipment and, there's hats and gloves and all kinds of stuff in there for wintertime if you get into a problem. So that kit there weighs about 35 pounds. This is an old oil jug here. And this thing is full of, once again, I can't open it with one hand. This is in my other video there as well. This is crushed limestone grit, and use that to throw it under your tires there. If you're stuck on the ice or whatever, 100 times better than what kitty litter is. And then we have and this jug weighs I think this jug weighs almost 10 pounds. It's heavy. It's pretty solid, that. And then over here we have a couple of we got a couple of shovels and stuff like that. So there's, like I said before, there's a bunch of patio stones and stuff inside this this cabinet. But again, you know, in case of an accident or something, or somebody hits you from the side or whatever, I got these straps on there to hold these doors closed, because if somebody were to hit you and stuff starts flying around in there, you know, big problem if some of those smaller stones that have got in there come flying out and go shooting through the back window of the truck and, you know, hit you in the back of the head or do whatever. So, and also in case of accident, we have it chained at all four corners as well. Make sure this thing isn't gonna come flying out of here. So, you know, any more than that, I don't think there's much more I can do to keep this thing in here. We've got this all, you know, big fender washers in here and double nutted and everything else that keep these chains from going or, you know, from tearing out of that cabinet of anyway. But anyway, let me get these straps off of there and show you what's going on inside. All right, so I got the straps undone here. These straps go all the way around the whole entire cabinet here, all the way. So we're gonna pull these all out of here and get this stuff all out. We're gonna take this. Oh, he's stuck. All right, that's okay. We'll deal with him in a minute. So yeah, we're going to take this whole thing all out today because there's no sense for it anymore. So what I have in here, like I said, is a bunch of rocks. I also have my spare tire in here. So the spare tire doesn't add to the weight of the vehicle because it's usually hanging underneath anyway, so that doesn't get counted in. But you know what? You get a flat tire and you're on the side of the road and it's at night, because it's always dark in the wintertime and it's cold and raining and slushy and we're snowing like mad or freezing rain or whatever. Pretty tough to crawl underneath the back of this truck here and dig that snow tire out in the middle of the wintertime, or the spare tire rather, out in the middle of wintertime. So it's in here and it's right there. So much easier to get this all out when you have a flat tire. So I have some cardboard and stuff in here just for whatever. So we're gonna pull this all out, and we got some stone here of you know, patio stone pavers, whatever they're called, and the whole thing's lined all the way around with patio stone pavers. And there's more underneath here, and a couple of big stones down in there. But let me get this tire out of here and some of this cardboard out, and we can see what's deeper down in. Whew, that was heavy stuff. All right, I got the tire out of there. And these are a couple of these other stones that are in here. And we'll pull this cardboard out. And we got a couple of more patio stones there, and little ones in the corners. And then the two big guys. So the two big ones, they don't look like it, but those things, I've weighed them. They're 100 pounds each. That is a big solid slab there. So it's 100 pounds, another 100 pounds. These little guys altogether, they weigh 200 pounds, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it, but they do. I've weighed them all. Had the scale out here. Been doing this for years and years, and I've weighed this stuff over and over, just trying to get to the right weight that I like in the truck. Balance between what's, you know, too heavy and what's not heavy enough. But you know, so you got 100 pounds, 200 pounds all together. These guys here are weighing another 200 pounds. And like I said, it doesn't look like it, but it is. So that's 400 pounds in stones plus 100 pounds of cabinet and that front spacer, plus you know, some, you know, that grit and that tool kit of toe straps and stuff is 35. So all this, it's all equals, it's 550 pounds. You know, sometimes if I go on longer trips, if I head up to my mom's place, she lives about 4.5 hours north of here, and who knows what the weather's like up there. I throw in some extra chains and a farm jack so that I can winch myself out of a situation if I am in something. So that all adds together too, and it puts me over 600 pounds, 630 pounds when everything's all in here. So it's a good amount of weight. So anyway, we're gonna pull all this. We're gonna pull all these stones out of here and get the cabinet out of here now. Okay, so I took all these, got all these little pavers out of there. These patio walkway pavers, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you call them. But anyway, I looked at them too and I went, 200 pounds, really? I don't know, it doesn't look like 200 pounds to me, but I've weighed this stuff over and over. It's got to be 200 pounds. And I thought, well, you know what? I can always be wrong, so we're going to weigh them right now and we're going to have a look. So I got those, the 3 longer ones and kind of the 2 medium ones there, and then these 2 smaller ones. So we got 7 stones all together. I got the old shop scale out here, and we're going to zoom in on that dial some there and see how it goes. So we're about on 0 there now. It's pretty accurate scale, you know. It's old. It's only about 200 years old, this scale, right? So give it a. I just weighed myself on there, and it was pretty accurate. So I'm not going to show you what that is because that's a scary thing, right? But anyway, we're going to throw these stones all on there and see where it goes to. So all right. So one's at about 35 already. Yes, we're at 70. So about 110. So those are the 3 long ones. Here's the 2 medium ones going on. So we're about just over 165. Maybe we're not going to quite hit 200. But we're pretty close anyway. So there we are, just under 200. Oh, well, 197 maybe, something like that. So here, we'll push up and down on this thing here a little bit. 197, give or take. So we zoom out a little bit here. But anyway, so yeah, those are the 7 that came out of the cabinet there, and they're, may as well call them. I can't zoom in here now. Here we go. Call them about 200 pounds. Might have to throw an extra one in the fall time or whatever, but yeah, so 200 pounds of those. All right, so I got those all off the scale there. So we're gonna try and weigh these 2 big ones here now. Got one of them on there, and the scale is under there. It's a little difficult to see it, but it's almost at 100 pounds there for just that one. So we're gonna get the other one on there now too. So that's that one we just took off the scale, and here's the second big one here now. So just trying to balance this thing because it's so big and heavy. I kind of got to hold it up a little bit because it's flopping everywhere, but I'm not pushing down on it. I'm just holding it there, and we're at about 105. And like I said, I'm not pushing down on it. I'm just trying to balance the thing there. So 105. So yeah, you know, 105 here and 95 or whatever that one was there. So these 2 together are 200 pounds, and then we got 200 pounds of those little pavers there. So yeah, so this is all good. Yeah, so the back of the truck's all empty. It's I can already hear it having a sigh of relief there. It doesn't have, my springs are going, oh, I don't have to carry that all around anymore. So, you know, the thing is with the springs in here, now that we're talking about that, they're you know, I used to do this all the time and I don't do it anymore, but maybe I should. what I used to do is I used to have the truck parked right here, and I measured exactly where it was, believe it or not, off of the garage doors here, how far back it was and all that. And I used to measure from the driveway up to this point on both sides. I used to write it down. I actually used to take a picture of it because I always lose what I write it down on. And then I would do that in the fall and get a ride height on this thing. And then I would load all this crap in here for the wintertime, drive around with it all winter. And then in the springtime, like today, I would take that all out, and then I'd drive around for a week or something for the springs to try and rebound and gain their natural shape again. And then I would park the truck right back in exactly the same spot, measuring from the garage door and measuring over from here and whatever else. And I used to measure that again just to see if my springs were being affected by carrying this stuff around for 4 or 5 months, an extra 600 pounds or 550, whatever, up to 600 and whatever. So as time went by, I was always checking that out. And you know what? The springs were not affected. Everything seemed to be pretty good. So, they'd bounce back, and they'd always be, within a half an inch type of thing, up or down or whatever, because springs vary as time goes on. But anyway, enough of that. And so all this stuff is all out. Here's the cabinet on the bolted to the skid. It's got plenty of bolts in it all the way along, all the way down, with big washers and stuff in there, so that or actually those are flange nuts there. Washers are all on the inside, so they don't, if there's some kind of an impact, they don't try and tear out of this tin. And this here's the spacer for in the front. So now that he's all cleaned out, what I'm probably going to do now is I'm going to put this guy back in with the toe straps and probably that grit. And I'm going to put the tire back in the top. I'm not putting it underneath just yet. It's going to go in the top. And my two heavy stones here, those two guys, the two big flat ones, I'm probably going to throw them back in there yet as well, because it is still a little bit early. We're still in March, so give it another 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, we could get another snowstorm, get an ice storm. So just in case, I still have a little bit of weight in there to help out a little bit. So I'm not putting all this nonsense back in. The cabinet's gonna head out to the back shop, and this stuff's all gonna go out back there as well. So I guess we're gonna call it a wrap on that one for today. This is once again it's getting too long there than what I planned for it to get to. So anyway, thanks for putting up with all this. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. And if you put something different in your truck for weight, let me know, and maybe I might do something different as well next year. If not, I'm going to continue doing this. This does a lot of good. Makes a big difference for driving around. So I probably should have done this video in the fall time when I was putting all this in there, but it was a rainy and snowy day. I left it go a little bit long last year, so it was a mess out here. So I just jammed the stuff in and called it quits. So I thought I'll do this now as it's coming out, but this probably would be better as a fall video. But until then, summer's coming, and it's going to be a good summer, having lots of fun and doing the things. So, well, we're going to get on to it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching all this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. It's a very easy thing to do. One little click, and it'll get you there, and helps me out with my little channel. And that'll do it. So have a great rest of your day and a great summer coming up. And we'll see you on the next one.